So crystallization involves the formation of solid particles with a homogeneous phase, example, liquid solutions, by either cooling or removing some of the solvent. So a two-phase mixture consisting of the mother liquor Ml and the crystals C is formed. This mixture is separated by either centrifugation, filtration, or settling, and the wet crystal is washed with a fresh solvent. So in here you can see that the etong steam it's basically being used here. The steam is basically being used for heat exchange. Okay, so the dilute liquor inlet is here, and then what happens is as it flows to this, di ba, it either heats up, and then what happens is kapag nainitan siya, mag-evaporate, and then mas magko-concentrate siya to form the crystals. So the adherent solution has the same composition as the mother liquor and therefore may be assumed as a saturated solution. The adhering mother liquor in the wet crop or wet crystal is typically in the range of 2 to 10% of the wet crystal weight. So here are, you know, crystallization equipment. Since the final mother liquor is in contact with sufficiently large crystal surface, the concentration of the mother liquor is that of the saturated. So similar to our filtration wherein the composition is same as the saturated solution. In evaporative crystallization, the solvent S removed must be taken into account because, you know, since it is evaporating, some solvent has, been reduced. If hydrated crystals are obtained from the solution, water crystallization must be taken into account since this water is not available for retaining the solute in the solution. So you can see here an example. In the figure here, you have the feed. So you have the feed, and then the mother liquor is in the reactor already, together with the crystals. And then if some solvent are being evaporated, what happens is the mother liquor, of course, it will become less, the contents, I mean. So sometimes there is a need to either centrifuge this or filter this, di ba? To remove further or to aid in the separation. So what happens is that the crystals here, you can see these are white crystals. They are dark colored crystals because together with the crystals are the is the mother liquor. It coats the crystal. That's why it's the wet crop or the wet crystal here are colored. And then what is separated is of course the final mother liquor. Why is it ML prime and not just ML? Because here the mother liquor here is more than the mother liquor in here. So you can see for the material balance, it's feed is equal to solvent plus wet crop plus the mother liquor. So when the two-phase mixture is separated, the wet crop is basically the crystal plus whatever adhering solution there is. And then the final mother liquor is basically the initial mother liquor minus the solution that adhered to this. Okay? Therefore, as you can see, the S plus WC plus ML prime, we can just cancel the ML. Ito, it would just be the same as S plus C plus ML. And then for the component balances, here, for the solute, in this case, it's magnesium sulfate. So X of F times F is X of the mother liquor, times the mother liquor, X crystal times crystal. Those are the mass fractions, by the way. Now, sometimes the crystals are hydrated, sometimes they're not. In the event that the crystals are anhydrous, meaning unlike this one is what you call hydrated crystal because it contains water of crystallization. Here, the sodium carbonate decahydrate. In this case, the sodium carbonate crystal is anhydrous. So the X sub C, or the mass fraction in here of magnesium sulfate, for example, in this case, if it's purely magnesium sulfate, is 1. But in the event that it is hydrated, it would be the molar mass of the anhydrous crystal divided by the total molar mass, which is the hydrated one, multiplied by the number of moles of anhydrous divided by the number of moles of hydrated. This is the molar ratio.